Hi everyone, I'm Charapuff, and today I will be ranking each of the available UTPR characters from worst to best. For this list, each segment will begin with a brief definition, followed with the pros and cons, and end with what can be improved upon. With all that out of the way, please enjoy. To begin our list as the worst character in UTPR, we have Asgore. Yeah, I think we all saw it coming. Asgore not so elegantly falls into last place. He's supposed to be a Punisher, but this nerf removed super armor from all of his fire-related moves. On top of that, super armor isn't even that useful to begin with and can be easily broken by moves such as Determination 2, Worn Dagger 3, True Knife 3, or any form of knockback. Asgore definitely flops on this list, but if I was ranking them based on how boring they were, he'd be right at the top. Pros: high value mana punishes. Good neutral game. Cons: little combo potential. And lag. Slow LMBs. Lack of consistent combo starters. Easily predictable playstyle. Many people feel as if Asgore is the weakest he's ever been, and a lot of it comes from his lacking second phase. The second he enters the ring, he dies in 2 combos without getting in any damage. Some ways to fix this major flaw would be to give him more options, speed up his moves, add more super armor, or remove the defense sacrificing mechanic. Well, that wraps up Asgore. Now let's see who landed a place in number 5. As number 5 on the list, and the second weakest character in UTPR, we have Glitchtail Kara. Not exactly the worst, but far from the best. Glitchtail Kara fell from grace and landed himself here as a result of the most recent patch. It's sad to see him flop this hard, even if most of his player base abandoned him after the UTPR rework. As of now, he's been berated with out-of-place mechanics, hyper-specific nerfs, and a new bravery that makes him into a semi-Punisher? Like that's ever gonna be used. Pros: high damage combos. Useful mana punishes. Good for chip damage. Amazing range. Cons: long cooldowns. Very low defense. Most Kara players are disappointed in how little cannon he puts in Glass Cannon. Some positive steps forward for Kara would be to buff defense, quicken his movement speed, or buff his neutral game. Alright, ladies and gentlemen and everyone in between, let's see who landed a spot in 4th place. So, in 4th place, and the official meh-ist character, we have Frisk. Oh god, where do I begin with this one? Frisk, the quote-unquote jack-of-all-trades, or more commonly known as a gimmicky mess, is a character amazing at repelling new or non-PC players. But all jokes aside, Frisk has many great things to offer, especially for the more experienced players. From quick swapping that'll break your fingers to heals that immediately go on cooldown after use, Frisk has it all. Pros: many gameplay mechanics. Very high combo potential. Variety in playstyles. Solid combo starters. Cons: very long cooldowns. High skill requirement. Inconsistent combos. Though I don't have many critiques when it comes to first phase, second phase is a whole new story. It just feels so out of place and lackluster with only 5 moves, the lowest out of every character. Some necessary changes would be to rework second phase and nerf attack. Welp, now's about time to wrap up. Let's see you placed in number 3 and we'll begin the higher tier characters. Now, waiting for us in 4th place, we have none other than Sans. Quite the oddball if I do say so myself. Sans barely squeaks it out past Frisk in the rankings and makes his way to number 3. If this were a tier list, he would be in the situational tier. He's easy to use and hits like a truck, but his matchups are very one-sided, both in his favor and against. It was difficult to rank him alongside the other characters, so tell me what y'all think about his placement in the comments below. Pros: low skill requirement, fast LMBs, high damage combos, reliable combo starters, useful mana punishes. Cons: low defensive stats, matchups. Overall, I think Sans is a very solid character without any major flaws. However, a great change would be to nerf DPS in exchange for a health buff. Other than that, there isn't much to talk about. Alrighty, let's see who's the runner-up to the best character in Utpr. As number 2 and the second best character in Utpr, we have Undyne, a character equally as boring to play and fight. Undyne makes her way up to number 2 with her hard-to-avoid combo starters and 3 phases. With her lack of moves and boring playstyle, it's surprising to think how she made it this far. But I guess having the strongest mana punish in the game has some implications. Pros: short cooldowns, amazing mana punishes, various combo starters, high defensive stats, fast LMBs. Cons: weak first phase. Like Sans, Undyne is a very solid class who is good at what she does best. Her playstyle does get repetitive over time, but that's all the complaints from me. Some critiques would be to nerf her health and attack. Alright, the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's see who will get crowned as the strongest character in Utpr. Now, announcing the strongest character in Utpr, we have... Cut the drum roll. It's obviously Azrael. Azrael is quite literally a character lacking in any downsides. He has 3 phases, the highest defensive stats in the game, the strongest ult, high damaging combos, and a way to get a guaranteed combo off of low mana. And all of that with absolutely 0 flaws to make up for it. My lord, how did this one fly under the radar? Pros: high damaging combos, fast LMBs, combo starters that can't be punished, low cooldowns, fastest movement speed in the game, strongest ult, low skill requirement, highest defensive stats in the game. Cons. Yeah, I couldn't think of any. Oh well. With all that out of the way, let's get into critiquing because hell do I have many critiques. Nerf HP, defense, and attack. Slow Shocking Breaker startup. Nerf God of Hyperdeath 3 damage. extend cooldowns, slow LMBs, slow God of Hyperdeath 1 and 2 startup, nerf every Lost Souls except 4 and 5, and finally, delete Azrael. Alrighty, let's see who placed in number 0. Just kidding. Roll the outro. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. If you enjoyed this, leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more from me. See y'all lovelies in the next video. Bye bye.